Hey guys, hi, I'm Keys here. Just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown on my thoughts regarding the Destiny 2 beta. Um, Overall, I'm enjoying my experience so far. I think a lot of people are, and I think that the people who are not enjoying the experience so far uh, are all approaching this beta in the same way. I think a lot of them are approaching it as a way of looking at this game, this new game, as Destiny 1 version 2.0. And I think because they're looking at it that way, they're expecting a lot of the things, the abilities, the feeling of the game to just transfer on into this new game. And I think that's kind of a mistake. I think if you look at Destiny 2 as a new standalone game, that you'll enjoy it a lot more. What I mean is, take out Destiny 2 from the title and just insert just a generic space FPS video game title here kind of thing. I think if you look at it that way, this beta is a very enjoyable beta, and it really sets the foundation for a very cool and enjoyable game when it comes out and when it releases in September, at least on the consoles. You guys on PC are going to be stuck for a while. Sorry. But that being said, I think that there's a lot of really good things to talk about with the beta. I think that there are a few bad things that need to be addressed as well. First of all, the overall movement in the game, I think, feels really good. That was one of the best things about Destiny 1. I think that really carried over well, is that the movement in Destiny is very unique, and it just feels so good. It's so fluid. You can move around really well, really easily. The different jumps, the different classes, that kind of thing, it all kind of incorporates into a really fun and interesting, unique movement setup within a video game. The graphics and then the environment within the game, I think, are really awesome. We got to play the first strike and the first story mission and the beta, and the graphics in both of those settings are great. And on the PvP side of things, well, and PvE as well, the grenades, the supers, the graphics associated with those things, they're great. The sound is awesome. The new graphics for like the grenades and stuff like that are just fantastic. The guns sound pretty good. I'm excited to hear what some of those other guns are going to sound like when the game releases, when we can get our hands on a ton of different guns. But so far, I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. It's a very immersive environment that we're being placed in. A couple of things I would like to change real quick, or at least just talk about. Maybe not necessarily change, but just, I guess, just have a good conversation about it. Would be first of all, would be the ability refresh rates. I think right now in competitive play, like your super refresh rate is pretty solid within the spectrum of the countdown game mode. Generally speaking, you're going to have one super per game, and I think it's a pretty good system in place there. Grenades and melee abilities, those things are taking a while to regen. I don't know if I like where they're at right now or not. I mean, I'm not having a huge issue with it. But there are certainly times where, like, for example, I'm playing a striker and I'm really wanting to cut off a lane of the enemy team approaching. And I go to chuck a nade, and in my brain, my timing is still Destiny 1. And I'm like, oh, I should have a nade in no time, and I move my reticle, look up, and then throw the nade at an angle, and I don't have a nade yet, just because I'm not used to that cooldown time. I think that if they keep it the way it is, once we play that game enough, we're going to get used to it, and that's not going to be an issue. That being said, having one super in a game of Control is kind of meh to me. Every once in a while, you can get two supers in a game of Control if you're playing well, or your team is really clicking and you can get some orbs from each other, that sort of thing. But generally speaking, on average, you're going to get one super a game. And I don't know how I feel about that. Power ammo is great. I love that part of the game. In Control and in Comp, I think the timing is pretty good. There's plenty of ability for anybody to get that ammo and use those special weapons to their heart's extent. That being said, I think on the PvE side, there is a large gap of how much heavy ammo is needed and how much ammo is given. I think that they really need to address how much heavy ammo or power ammo is given in the PvE side of things. You look at that strike, by the time you get to the boss, you don't really have a whole lot of power ammo available, and you're just kind of shooting your primary, just die already. You know what I'm saying? So I think that someone already one of the Bungie devs has already said that they are going to address that, and they're going to change it for release. So that should be good. Um, Talking about power weapons in the Crucible, fusion rifles are insanely powerful right now. I never really used a fusion rifle in Destiny 1, ever. Sorry, True Vanguard. Um, but Destiny 2, that's really all I've used so far because they are so powerful and they're really not too difficult to use. Um, I've been able to basically, if you time your pre-charges correctly, it's not too difficult to get like a 5 or 6 kill streak with your power weapon alone, just because it is so powerful. So I don't know if they're going to change that or not, but right now, like I love sniping in Destiny 1. That was one of the things I did a lot of, was a lot of sniping. And right now, I don't see a reason for me to pick a sniper rifle over the fusion, because the fusion rifle is so dang powerful. Sniper rifles are a lot of fun to use, though. I've used them a few times, and they're a lot of fun. Definitely feel a lot different, but certainly a serviceable weapon choice. Talking about some of the classes, the subclasses, Voidwalker is fun to use. I mained Warlock in Destiny 1, so I play a little bit of that first thing off the bat. The one thing is, with the current build in beta that we have access to, that Nova Bomb is so gosh darn slow. Oh my goodness. You have to like get right up in their face and chuck that Nova down on top of them if you really want to get a kill with it, because it's just easily outrun right now. But I think that can be addressed again with some of the access to the different codexes within the Warlock subclasses. Nades feel really good on Voidwalker. I didn't use the scatter grenades. I think those are overall kind of weak right now. But Axion bolts are good, and the Vortex grenades are really good as well. Chucking that grenade on a Titan's shield wall can just dish out a ton of damage very, very quickly. Dawn Strider is a fun subclass so far. My biggest gripe with that is I'm just stuck up in the air when I'm trying to play with it. And I hate being stuck in the air for so long. I just feel right now, with the way the game is played, you're dead. I mean, you get stuck in the air, team shots are coming at you, you're going to be toast. It's very hard. Like Destiny 1, you get up in the air, you can aim, you can take somebody out by, kind of surprising them from that angle. But in Destiny 2, that element of surprise isn't really enough. But that being said, again, you look at some of the other subclass builds, I'm sure there's going to be a way to remedy that, and it's going to be a very usable subclass. The Arc Strider subclass, that's really cool. The movement's very unique. But that being said, the super is a little subpar right now, I think, just because it's, again, kind of an easy super to avoid. And for a subclass that's built on, movement and agility and speed, that's kind of a letdown. I mean, you're supposed to be like this freaking samurai ninja dude, and all you are is just kind of swinging a staff and being shot down before you can catch up to anybody. Nades are awesome. The skip grenades are still, dishing out some heavy damage. But again, overall, not too bad. A few things that need to be tweaked, I think, with Arc Strider can make that a very serviceable and very fun class to play with. Gunslinger overall is great. That timer on the Golden Gun is insanely fast, though, so you really need to be ready to plan your shots ahead of time, or maybe have the enemy kind of up on you a little bit closer before you pop that super and rattle off some shots. A couple things that we found out. One Golden Gun shot will not kill a super. You need to take 2 Golden Gun shots to kill a super. Not a huge deal. You can still crank out a ton of kills and really clear an entire enemy team out on countdown in competitive play without any real issues. The dodge mechanic is pretty cool. Can be utilized very creatively and in a way to, if you're using the dodge, that can reload your ammo for you in a way to really string some kills together and maybe get a double or triple kill where you were getting 1 kill and then running away and hiding to recover or reload. So if you're using that, I think that you can really be pretty solid and pretty good with it. It's not Shade Step. It's not going to be Shade Step, but still, it's a pretty cool ability, and I think something that people are going to enjoy once they put more time into it, and once that full game releases. Sentinel, pretty solid, pretty fun, pretty powerful. The shield wall that you can get from the Titan class ability is pretty awesome. I mean, you've seen a lot of people creatively using it. My only gripe with that wall is, holy crap, the damage that you take if you touch that thing. It kills you fast. And I don't know if they're going to tweak that or not. I don't know if that's how much damage they intended, but it kills you pretty darn quickly. So beware if you see that out on the Crucible. Don't run into it. I like the 2 different versions of it. The one where you can crouch and recover your ammo and shoot. I think it offers just enough protection, but you still have a little bit of head glitchiness as far as being able to get shot from it, that sort of thing. And remember, if someone throws that wall, you can jump over the top, throw a lightning grenade behind them and have it shoot in there, throw a Nova grenade on there. I mean, something, a pulse grenade, anything like that is going to deal damage right there. Those grenades are dealing a ton of damage, and you can get the Titan or whoever's behind the wall to jump out of there pretty quickly. The Striker, I think, may be the most powerful subclass, at least within the scope of the beta. The Super is a roaming super, and it's pretty darn awesome. You can smash multiple times. You can catch people pretty easily, and I think the grenades are pretty powerful. Lightning grenade's pretty awesome. It's one that I spent a lot of time on last night, and I never even used Titan in Destiny 1 really, so a lot of fun. So those are the subclasses, the run through. The weapons are, I think, feel great. Gun battles are awesome. There's still a lot of trading going on, and I wish that would, I'm hoping they'll tweak that a little bit so there's not as much trading. I think that will happen when we get more weapons. Right now everybody's using kind of the same weapon setup, and so I think that with that exact same TTK, there's going to be a lot of trading. But I think once the Crucible kind of opens up and there are 100 different weapons to choose from, that the trading will hopefully cut down a little bit. We'll see. I think right now the pulse rifle is probably at least in the beta, the pulse rifle is definitely the best one. You get that nightshade with the reactive reload. The kill clip is what it's called, I guess, in Destiny 2. You can do some heavy damage. Fusion rifles, like I said, are very powerful. I would encourage you to use something like maybe a pulse rifle and a hand cannon, or like the auto rifle and a pulse rifle, maybe something that's kind of up close, something that gives you a little bit of damage from farther away. Submachine guns can be pretty good, very, really far up close. They can dish out a lot of damage very quickly. Again, overall, I'm very pleased with the beta. I think Destiny 2 is going to be a great game. I'm definitely going to be sinking, thousands of hours into it over the scope of a few years, and I'm excited at that prospect. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the beta. If not, well, whether you did or not, leave some comments down below in the comments section. And make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Check me out on Twitch. I really appreciate that. And again, guys, thank you so much for your support in my Twitch channel, here on YouTube, on Twitter, that sort of thing. Really, really do appreciate that. Keep your eyes peeled here to this channel. I'm going to be uploading more content as it's available for Destiny 2. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the beta, and I will see you later.
Hi, my name is... What? My name is... My name